So a lot of the stuff that I'm going to talk about in this video, I probably shouldn't because it's like ritual. However, I didn't sign an NDA. So yeah. I just recorded 15 minutes worth of content and it's all gone. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Alexa. I recently just graduated from the University of Tampa and I really wanted to create a sorority recruitment video. This video is going to cover all of the words that are included in sorority recruitment, what it's like going through recruitment, what to wear, what to say, what not to say, and yeah. If you guys like this video, please give it a like and comment down below what other videos you guys want to see from me. I'm sure I have a bunch of different things that I could talk about sorority wise. Let's just get right on into it. All right, so like I mentioned earlier, I went to the University of Tampa these past 4 years, which is so crazy to think that I just graduated. But I really wanted to film one of these videos because when I personally was about to go to college and through recruitment myself, I was searching for these types of videos and I honestly don't know what I would have done if I didn't find videos like this. First, we're going to cover a couple recruitment terms. The first one is PNM, which is potential new member. So that is you guys, the girls going through sorority recruitment. You get emails saying PNM. That's what it means. They're just referring to you. The second term is Rho Gamma. So Rho Gammas, actually, I don't know if they call it Rho Gammas at every single university, but at mine, it's personally what they called. The Rho Gamma is your team leader. They're the ones who are in charge of helping you go through the recruitment process. You can go to them with any questions. I don't think they're allowed to talk to you actually before school year starts. I'm not entirely sure. And these girls typically are disaffiliated from their chapter. The whole point of this process is to be completely unbiased as possible as a Rho Gamma. So they do not let you guys know which chapter you're in. Like I said, it depends on each university, but I personally think being completely disaffiliated is the best thing because if, you know, a couple girls in your group like you, that's great, that's awesome. However, you are not the face of the sorority that you belong in. Obviously, you're representing them, but they don't know that. And if they vibe with you, that's not necessarily representative of the entire chapter, because me personally, my sorority, there was a bunch of different girls, a bunch of different groups. Not all of us were the same. We all had different styles, unique personalities, etc. So if they know what chapter you belong to, it influences their decision. And then if they choose it based on you, the Rho Gamma, they might not be happy because, like I said, every girl is completely different in the sorority. So I think disaffiliation is great. So typically at my university, it's over the course of a weekend. It's 4 days, sometimes 3 days, depending on each year. It's switched up, depending on COVID also. Now we're going to move into the days. So day one is Jersey Day. So for us, sadly, at the University of Tampa, we did not have houses, which I think is a blessing and a curse, but it's some sort of a Tampa rule. Plus, our president just doesn't like fraternities and sororities, so yeah, we don't have houses there. This is the day where you go and just meet the girls, kind of catch the vibe of each chapter. I would say wear something that is completely you. You know, you don't want to be something that you're not throughout this entire process. I wouldn't recommend showing a lot of cleavage personally, but you do you. But the way that you come into these rooms or these houses is going to be your first impression. So you want to make a great first impression. So typically what you talk about on the first day is your major, where you're from, what classes you're in, because for us, recruitment doesn't start until a month after school starts. I know some universities it's completely different. It's usually like the first weekend or something like that. I know that you guys are going to be nervous probably on day one, but trust me, since I've been on literally all sides. I've been a Rho Gamma, I have been on the other side of recruitment, like recruiting girls in my chapter twice, and I've also been a PNM, so I've done it all. The girls who are recruiting you at each chapter that you are talking to are definitely more nervous than you are, because we are not allowed to talk about certain things. And if you guys bring it up, we have to avoid it. If you're nervous, that's completely fine, completely normal, because trust me, they are more nervous than you. Trust me. So basically on day one, they're also going to talk about, you know, sisterhood, showcasing all the fun things that they do. And it's just a great way to just kind of get the vibe and the first initial feel of each chapter and see if you belong. I mean, usually you can tell right away, but for me, it took about until day 2, day 3 to really figure out which chapter I wanted to be in, but I guess it just depends on each person and how the university does it. But also don't be freaked out, because each day, especially the first day, it scared me. Each chapter and each sorority has their own like song. I'm sure you guys have seen it on TikTok, YouTube videos that these sororities create as like their trailer for recruitment 2021 or 2020, you know, for the year, and they have to do these. So don't let it freak you out. We're forced to do it. It's not a choice. I know it can be a little bit in your face. Like, I forgot which chapter it was, but I remember my freshman year when I did recruitment, I walked into my very first chapter room and they were just so loud and so like in our faces, and like it was kind of scary and a little bit intimidating, but the rest of the chapters were not like that. So just don't be freaked out. They're required to do that. And now we're going to talk about day 2. So basically day 2 is philanthropy day at our university. Oh, I should probably talk about what a philanthropy is. So a philanthropy, basically it's an organization that each chapter affiliates themselves with. So when we volunteer and raise money, it goes to our philanthropy. So for us, it was speech and hearing for Delta Zeta. A lot of our proceeds went to the Starkey Foundation and speech and hearing in general. I'm sure that there's other places that it goes to, but I am just drawing a blank right now. It's just a cause that your sorority is for and raises money to help. Day 2 philanthropy, what they're going to talk about on day 2 is their philanthropy, what they're about, where they volunteer, how they raise their money, the different events that they use / hold to raise money. And basically this second day is more like in-depth, not like super serious, but you kind of talk about more. Typically, at least with my sorority, we try and pair up the same girls. Like, if you really vibed with the PNM on the first day, you can say, I really want to see this girl again on the second day, and then typically you'll get paired up with her again. But sometimes it doesn't always work out that way. If you go back to a room as a PNM and you really wanted to see, like, I don't know, let's say her name's Alex, and Alex, you know, you weren't paired up with Alex, but Alex is across the room. Alex, I'm sure, will make the rounds if she can to come over to you and just say hey. If anything, don't worry about it, because there's a whole system to pairing up and everything, which I will get into. It is scary. You think, oh, it's completely random, setting you up with who, but trust me, there's so much that goes on behind the scenes before recruitment on the sororities end about pairing up, matching up, all that stuff. I'm still gonna talk about it. I don't know if I'm supposed to because ritual, but I didn't sign an NDA technically. So I don't know. Yeah, day 2, if you were paired up with a new girl, you could still, they're probably gonna ask you the same questions, you know, major, where you're from. Honestly, like, it's not that serious conversation wise. I just kind of would talk about places nearby, like food places, or like sometimes I would bring up Disney, because like for us personally, we take, or used to take, Disney trips, like literally trips to Disney. And I don't know, they are just gonna kind of talk about their philanthropy. On your guys' end, what to ask on this day is I would definitely ask them about the philanthropy and like the events that they hold, what they do, their favorite philanthropic event. Wow, that's a big word. Their favorite philanthropic event that they host every year. Just kind of ask those questions. You don't want to be like hounding them down with a bunch of questions. I mean, it's good too, but like, you know, you kind of want them to ask questions too. It's supposed to be like, you know what a conversation is like. You know, conversations are supposed to flow. It's not really one-ended, and if it is, which as a PNM and as a row gamma that's happened to me, it sucks, but it could just be the girl, not the sorority. So just make it as best as you can and ask questions. They will love to answer the questions about the philanthropy on the second day, especially because that is philanthropy day, like I said. But also, these girls have been studying all this stuff, and if they're older, they've been doing these events and learning about the philanthropy themselves all these years. So I don't know, a lot of them like talking about it. Me personally, I love talking about philanthropy and the events that we did. So ask those kinds of questions, because it kind of gives you an insight into if they actually genuinely care about what they do as a part of their sorority, and also kind of gauge the sisterhood aspect and see if everyone kind of like gets along, if you know what I mean, because sometimes it could be fake. Yeah, sometimes it can be fake. So I feel like some people are really good at judging that. I mean, I usually am not, but when it comes to recruitment, I completely knew when people were being fake. Day 2 on what to wear, again, casual, cute. You could wear like a dress, You could wear like shorts and a tank top, or, you know, cute pants and a tank top. It kind of just depends. Like, showcasing your vibe and your style is definitely something that you want to consider when you're picking out your outfits, but day 1 and day 2 are pretty universal. You can kind of just wear the same thing. Well, don't wear the same outfit unless like you absolutely have to because you don't have anything else. But yeah, day 1 and day 2 are pretty much universal outfit wise. Day 3/day 4, so it kind of depends on the way that they break it up. Sometimes Jersey Day or open house day is split into 2 days for a whole week depending on your university, but for us it kind of varies. Sometimes, you know, Jersey Day has been split into 2, so it'll be like Friday, Saturday, and then Philanthropy Day is on like Sunday, and then you wait like for like a week sometimes, and then like that Friday, or no, was it Friday or Saturday? That Friday or Saturday would be the 3rd day, which is Preference Day. So this is the day that is the most serious, and this is typically when the sororities show their rituals and do like a senior ceremony in a way. So you guys get to participate in that, which I think is really nice for like bonding purposes, and then you guys get to kind of get a look into the sisterhood aspect and see how close these girls actually are. So this is the day that you really have 1 or 2 sororities left to rank, and I will talk about the ranking process after I mention the days, but this day is the most important. But yeah, so this is the day that you really have to figure out which sorority you want, but you're going to be typically seeing 1 or 2. So day 3, what you want to wear, something very nice, because this is the most important day. So like a nice dress or a jumpsuit. I personally, like, I love wearing outfits. Even then, my style has completely changed. Like, it wasn't basic, but like basically basic. Not for the time period though. I remember I wore a red jumpsuit on the last day, Preference Day, and you really want to stand out, you know, with your outfits, especially on the last day because it's the nicest day. So I would wear something nice, not like casual. And yeah, I was known as like the girl in the red jumpsuit, so you want to be memorable. They want to be able to refer you to something, color, or just something that you guys talked about also, because like I said, they talk to so many different girls. It is insane. We go through so many girls during recruitment. You guys just all blend together at some point. Honestly, you really do. Like, we rank you guys after each round. Being memorable with what you say and also how you dress, you'll be remembered. Trust me. And I feel like, you know, you still want to be able to stick to your style and what you personally like, but being memorable will definitely benefit you in this process. The kind of questions that you want to ask is like asking about their big or their little, or what favorite sisterhood events, you know, stuff like that. Like, I'm trying to think, just like the hard hitting questions to find out if this chapter is 100%, well, I don't think any chapter is 100% genuine, but finding out if these girls are actually genuine and they, you know, are like a family in a way. And then the next day, final day, which sometimes is the same day, or it's the next day at night, or the next weekend. It really depends on just how the days are set up that year. It is bid day, which is the most exciting day in my opinion. It is so exciting. You guys as PNMs get to open up your cards and see which chapter you picked, which chapter picked you, and yeah, it's a mutual picking process, also the ranking system. Just want to point that out. It's exciting. You get to dress up, take pictures. Just for us personally, which I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, I'm gonna say it anyway, but for us personally, we just kind of had the seniors tell like funny stories. Some years were graphic, some years weren't, some years were, I don't even know. Like, the rules just change depending on your president. I personally like the more like funny, raunchy stories, but I don't know. But that's what we would do and share those stories with you guys, how fun college is, and just all the fun times that we personally have together. So that's basically what bid day is, and it's just fun, and there's food, decorations, there's usually a theme, and it's fun. So now I'm going to talk about the ranking system and basically how that works. After the first day, we're going to be ranking the chapters that you like from best to worst, and it's tough, especially on the first day, to kind of figure out, but you really want to make sure that you think it over, double, triple check, get it right, And also something with ranking that I want to mention is that it's a mutual ranking process, meaning the girls in the sororities that you talk to rank you, and then you rank the sororities of the girls that you talk to as well. Don't be, upset. Obviously, the more girls that you talk to at each chapter, the better outcome and the better vibe that you have, and also the better vibe that they have of you as well. So I don't know, if you don't get called back to a sorority, do not take it personally, because honestly, a lot of stuff goes wrong when it comes to ranking, at least at my university, because we do it electronically. Sometimes pages freeze when you're talking about a girl or making like a card. I forgot what it's called specifically. Basically, like your name's on it, and then like we rate you, and then we kind of like talk about our conversation in a way. That's basically how it works. And yeah, sometimes it freezes, sometimes it doesn't enter, and yeah, we've had a lot of years where there just is nothing mentioned, no ranking, nothing for girls, and it's just a system and a glitch. So like I said, if you don't get called back, don't take it personally, because crazy things happen all the time, names get mixed up. And then the second day, again, philanthropy day, you're gonna be ranking again. Usually for us, I think it's like 1 through 5 or something like that. Like you're only ranking 5 because you don't see all of them again. Oh, also I should mention, each day obviously the amount of chapters that you see that are like on your schedule changes, and it goes down significantly because it's only 4 days for us, so 3-4 days. So the process is quick. So you see what, like 8 or 12 the first day, and then maybe like 1 to, I don't even know, like 1 to 6 on the second day, or maybe even, yeah, 1 to 6 on the second day. Then the last day you literally just see 2. So yeah, it goes by very, very fast. So utilize your ROGAM when you are ranking. If you're stuck, be like, I don't know. Like, especially on the last day, I utilized my ROGAM personally because I liked both the chapters. I was between Alpha Chi and Delta Zeta, and I just didn't know what I wanted to do. It was just hard. So I utilized my ROGAMA, and I talked to her what it was like for her when she was picking, and how she knew that she found like her home in a sense. Because if you think about it, when you're joining a sorority, like you want to find friends obviously, but like this is gonna be your home for the next 4 years, or however many years you decide to stay in it. So you really want to make sure that you're making the right choice, you like it, and when you're ranking, especially on the last day, if you get 2 that you don't like, or 1 that you like and 1 that you don't like, just give it a chance. I would definitely put in both chapters as an option if you see 2 on that day, because, of course you're gonna like one over the other, but you still want to be in one. And just because, you talk to a couple girls and you didn't really vibe doesn't necessarily mean that you don't belong in that chapter, because like I said, there's a wide variety of girls in each sorority, and usually most of them are all different. Sometimes they're all the same. I don't know, it depends on each university, but I feel like you guys will be able to gauge and see where you belong. I would recommend not talking to the other girls that are in your group, like other PNMs, because you guys can influence each other's decisions, because you all are going to have different experiences with each chapter. So I wouldn't recommend that, because that will heavily influence your decision. That happened to a friend of mine freshman year, and she ended up being in a chapter that she hated, but she thought she liked based on, one conversation that she had, and then a bunch of other girls in our group like convinced her. Like, it was just keep everything to yourself. Don't talk to your roommates about it. So just base it on your experience. And yeah, so I think that's it. I don't really want to get into like the ritualistic kind of stuff. I guess I could, but if you guys want to hear anything else about my chapter or just my experience at the University of Tampa in Delta Zeta, let me know. I considered dropping out 3 times, but that's a different story. Do I regret it? No. But do I regret being in my chapter all 4 years? Yes. So if you guys want to see a video on my experience, what it's actually like being in a sorority, let me know, and I will make a video on that. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.